This is going to be a look at KADARIUS Toney's impact in the Kansas City Chiefs' 27-17 win over the Jaguars in Week 10. He played 28 snaps as opposed to the week before, which was his first game with the Chiefs, a close win over the Titans. He only played 9 snaps in that Week 9 win over the Titans. Got two targets for 2 receptions, but showed a lot of the explosiveness in Week 10. Scored a touchdown, first career touchdown, actually. Young guy, incredibly explosive, looks angry. Looks angry at the way that maybe things worked out for the Giants, but I'm sure he feels blessed or fortunate, to be with the Chiefs, to be with an offense that's going to go, so much 11 personnel. And even when they do go 12 personnel, they use a lot of spread concepts. They certainly spreading the ball around to a lot of different guys. Marquez Valdez-Scantling had a touchdown catch. Toney had 90 yards of total offense in the game on 7 touches. 5 targets, caught 4 balls for 57 yards, 2 rushes for 33 yards. I think they've upgraded their jet sweep game, and I'll talk about it briefly. I'll kind of digress some, but I'm going to show you, I think, 11 plays, maybe 10 plays. I'm going to start with his KADARIUS Toney's 6-yard touchdown catch from Mahomes that puts Kansas City up 7-0 late first quarter. And then, proceed through 6 or 8 or 9 other touches of him, and I'll show the touchdown pass to Marquez Valdez-Scantling that put the Chiefs up 14-0. They go up 20-0. Late second quarter, game's pretty much over. Although the Jags get kind of a fluky touchdown to finish the half and close to within 20-7. So let's look at some of the film. You guys let me know how much you think KADARIUS Toney can help the Chiefs. He looks very dangerous in that uniform and with the ball in his hands. This is going to be the first touchdown. First play is threatening jet sweep, but it's never going to be jet sweep away from the running back. If they're in the shotgun, they're only going to run jet sweep generally to the running back side. But nobody covers him for the Jaguars. And Mahomes finds him late, flicks the ball out there. I don't know what's more impressive. The fact that he's jumping on one foot like 5 times and snaking down the sideline, I guess trying to stay in bounds. Or the fact that the last couple of times he's doing it, he's holding the football out here like a breadbasket. Looks like an amazing athlete. I mean, if you're a Ravens fan watching this is generally a Ravens channel. I'm a Ravens content creator. If you're a Ravens fan watching this and you want to say, hey, how come we didn't try to get him? Go right ahead because, the guy looks incredibly talented. In a moment, I'm going to show you the jet sweep play that he ran. And it just makes it look different in terms of when he gets the ball on the jet sweeps, how dangerous he is. The ceiling for some of the plays that the Chiefs have run with other guys, Mecole Hardman and others, looks a little bit higher when you're running those concepts with KADARIUS Toney. All right, this is going to be the jet sweep play. He's off screen to our left. Obviously, Mahomes is under center. Take a look at Kelsey and how he blocks this. Fakes like he's going to block the D end and then pulls out and leads. Watch the way Toney finishes these. He looks angry. 23-year-old guy. Name got kind of drugged through the mud. Maybe rightfully so. Maybe he made some bad decisions with the Giants. I don't know. I don't care. For real. I'll show you all 22 in a minute. But again, pay attention to how Kelsey blocks this. Initially, he's going to step to the D end, make the D end think he's going to block him. So now they don't have to block the D end. You can just run the sweep outside of him. Toney's just too fast. Now, they ran this concept, they being the Chiefs, against the Bengals last year in the AFC title game with Mecole Hardman. Generally to the right, generally to the boundary, generally behind a tight end, just like you see here out of 11 personnel. I think Hardman had 3 carries for 37 or 38 yards the first 3 times they ran it. I think they ran it once in the second half, and that was it. It's like they went away from it, and I don't know why. I can tell you this. They're not going to go away from it when KADARIUS Toney is ripping off 32-yard gains on stuff like that. That right there is eye-opening for me as someone who watches a lot of film. Here's the old 22. And the thing about this is if you're in 11 personnel, which they are, okay, Kelsey is the only tight end on the field. This is not going to be a short video like most of the One Play Wednesday stuff. I mean, I'm really trying to dive deep into this. I don't download and watch a ton of Chiefs offense, but they're running similar concepts to what they did last year. Really dove deep into the AFC title game and how the Bengals stopped them. But in any case, you got a corner and a corner, right? You got a safety, strong safety we'll call them, and then the free. You're 4-2 in the box, all right? So left out one player. It's the nickel. Well, when you got someone of KADARIUS Toney's speed, and I think this is Juju here, but I could be wrong, you got to put the nickel in the corner to the field. You have to. So then they just run a jet sweep to the boundary. This is cheating. This is easy money. You've got no nickel defender to fit, and the corner has to force it inside. You don't have to block the D end because he's not capable of getting out there because he stepped down with the fake block by Kelsey. Absent a linebacker folding outside or a safety skying down and some type of rotation, I don't know how you stop this with KADARIUS Toney back there. I mean, I say that, and next week someone will stop it, but it damn sure looks dangerous there. Anyone in the AFC trying to defend it, or anybody's fans trying to worry about defending it, should be concerned. All right, 12 personnel. He is not on the field, being KADARIUS Toney. He's not. We're going to talk about Marquez Valdes-Scantling, really talented receiver that was with the Packers. Now he's with the Chiefs. 3 catches, 60 yards. This is beautiful design. It just is. You're going to get this deeper out by, I think it's Juju down here at the bottom, and then the tight end running this post to kind of hold this safety. Watch how this works out for Valdes-Scantling. You can see the design of it here. This little outcut is going to hold the corner. We would just call this a climb concept, meaning from the other side of the field, you're climbing to the 1/3 portion of the field, the deep third portion of the field, on the other side of the field from where you lined up. How can you do that? Well, you got to keep the corner short, and they accomplish that with the out route. And then you've got to hold the safety with something. Well, they're holding him with a tight end. So they're basically using man, this is going to sound wrong when I say this, but in terms of deep threats, 20 yards plus down the field, they're using a non-deep threat. We'll do it that way. A non-deep threat guy to occupy the safety and the nickel, and then running the actual deep threat guy, Valdes-Scantling, onto that open space. It's not an uncommon concept. Multiple teams run it. Just pretty cool to see Valdes-Scantling get the catch there. All right, now go back to KADARIUS Toney. Under center, looks like that jet sweep alignment. You can see the nickel is here again to the field. There's the corner. Looks like they got the strong safety to the field here this time, and the free down there to the boundary, I think. Same formation, though, right? You got tight end to the boundary. Could be jet sweep. It's not. Post-snap, Toney is going to run the same thing he does on that jet sweep, except it's play action. It's essentially Z-hide. Look at how quick he gets out there. And that makes people miss multiple times. Playing angry. I mean, a game is meant to be played angry on some level. And whether this is the natural way that KADARIUS Toney plays, or whether it's because of the situation with the Giants and how it worked out. I saw some interviews and stuff, people talking to him, and it just annoys me the way reporters talk to people anyway, whether it's sports or not, especially young people like this. I mean, he's 22, 23 years old and being put on the spot. Yeah, you're in that position making millions of dollars, I understand it, but still 22, 23-year-old guys, kids, talented as hell kids, though, man. This is shocking that guy, where would he rank in terms of their offensive players, the design of their team, how many times they want a guy to get the ball, what the priority level is. Where does KADARIUS Toney rank? If this is an NBA team and he's your sixth man, you got a damn good team. I mentioned it earlier. There's the nickel defender, I believe, walking down. And there's just no one to defend it. It's very similar to the touchdown. Neither are the inside linebackers, and I think very highly of the inside linebackers. Foye Oluokun, extremely underrated player. Devin Lloyd, a rookie. Neither of those guys is aware of the hide concept coming across. The corner to the boundary tries to deal with it. Whoa. If you are scouting this team, I'm talking about from a high school perspective, and you see a guy do this to a starting corner, spin out of a tackle by Devin Lloyd, who's an elite rookie defender, and then the nickel, you're kind of scared. How do you stop this team? That's what you say to yourself. That's really what you say at that point. Like, how do we stop them when they put him on the field? Quick pass out into the flats. I guess maybe you give up the short stuff and you just go tackle him like that. Sure-handed, 4 catches, 5 targets in the game. He's up top here, I believe. All 22 angled the same play. Quick game, just getting the ball out there to him. Holding on to the football. I don't know about you as a Ravens fan. Like, I'm rooting for the guy. I'm rooting for the guy to succeed, have an impact globally. That's him motioning across. You can see no one is chasing him, going with him. So the Chiefs have determined, I'm sure, that this is not man. Unless the Jags are, switching to man after the motion. But again, you got the nickel to the field. So you've got an edge player, an inside linebacker, and a corner over there, where to the field you've got an edge player, an inside linebacker, a nickel, and a corner. So there's 4 to the field and 3 to the boundary. Makes sense. That's just classic football. I'm not sure how this is even explainable. Yes, I can confirm he adjusts his gloves. He adjusts his gloves after the contact. Right there. You're not going to be able to see it here, but you can find it on Twitter if you want. He actually adjusted his glove after being interfered with and then leaped to make a tackle. That's a different level of athleticism, guys. I mean, even for the NFL, that's a different level of athleticism. It's clear interference by the corner. They're making it look like, they being the Chiefs, they're making it look like a flat route and then a slant, or maybe a curl, something that's going to threaten inside. So this corner thinks that's what's coming, and then he turns it up the sideline, and that's why he gets interfered with. High points the football. Great throw by Mahomes. Trusts him already. Looks scary. If you're trying to figure out how to stop this team now with Mahomes and the offensive design, they still have Kelsey. Juju Smith-Schuster is not, as much of a vertical threat, nowhere near as much as Tyreek Hill. But they can use this guy as a substitute for some of the things they did with Tyreek Hill. Sounds crazy to say because they'd never scored a touchdown before this week. Sounds a little bit hyperbolic, if I'm saying that word correctly. Let me know what you think of my breakdown of KADARIUS Toney, the impact that he might be able to have. 7 touches, 90 yards in his first extended action, 28 snaps. So touching the ball 1/4 of the plays when he was on the field on Sunday. That's not going to be the case in every game, right? He's not going to touch the ball 1/4 of the times he's on the field. They clearly have spent time trying to incorporate him into the offense for good reason. You would too. I would too. Whichever one of us is calling plays. If you picked him up on Madden, you're going to get him the ball, see what he can do. Incredibly fast. That jet sweep play, and then the Z hide, I called it. He might not be the Z in their offense, but he's off the line of scrimmage, so we call him Z. That jet sweep and the Z hide, how fast he got from one side of the field to the other, that's unique from the standpoint of the speed with which he gets there, number one. And then number two, you can see what the Chiefs are doing. They're lining him up to the field. That's where the nickel is. And then they're sweeping it or running the hide concept back to the boundary, away from the nickel. It's just -1 defender in the way that the defense fits it, unless the boundary side inside linebacker is going to be involved with that. But then you open yourself up for the run game. I think the jet sweep under center is going to be a huge element in some of these games where the Chiefs are trying to squeeze out a win against a good defense. What I mean is against bad defenses, they're not going to run it that much. They're not going to show it. But that jet sweep to the boundary with KADARIUS Toney is just a huge improvement over the jet sweep to the boundary with Mecole Hardman last year, and that tore the Bengals up. If the Chiefs had stayed with that play and then the complementary run play off of it, I don't think they'd lose that game. I really don't. I mean, there's other factors we know. The turnovers, yeah, huge factor, especially the interception in overtime. The Bengals' ability to run the football, they got a big screen for a touchdown. Yes, I understand that. The Chiefs could have retained the football more with that jet sweep to Mecole Hardman, who's a talented guy. But this guy, KADARIUS Toney, is a different level of athlete on that jet sweep. It's a different threat. And if it was me, and I've never been anywhere near that level coaching-wise, but if it was me, I wouldn't show the jet sweep against the bad teams at all. I would wait to show it. I think it can be a huge difference maker for them with KADARIUS Toney running the jet sweep and then building complementary plays off of it once you've hit someone for a 10, 15, or like you saw in this video, 32-yard gain the first time they ran it. Let me know if you think I'm over-exaggerating or overstating the impact he can have. I thought he had a huge impact in this game. And if you think there was any missing elements to my breakdown, I had a little bit of a misleading title here on the pick. It's not One Play Wednesday. It's really a film study of KADARIUS Toney because I'm interested in the ceiling that he has for himself personally in this league, and then how I think he actually pushes the Chiefs' ceiling a little higher than a lot of us thought it would be coming into the season after they traded away Tyreek Hill. Appreciate you guys' time. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments section.